Picture this. January 26th, 1972. The sky above Czechoslovakia hums with a chill, pale blue glow. Clouds streaking like faint whispers across the heavens. Vesna Vulović, a 22-year-old Serbian flight attendant, is working JAT, Yugoslav Airlines, Flight 367, a McDonnell Douglas DC-9, cruising steady at 33,333 feet, 6 miles above the world. Her dark hair's pinned tight under her crisp flight attendant cap, her eyes sparkling with a love for adventure, fueled by Beatles records, dreams of seeing the globe. She's only been on the job 8 months, moving through the cabin with that easy, practiced grace, balancing trays of lukewarm airline meals. Here's the twist. Vesna wasn't even supposed to be on this flight. A mix-up at JH headquarters swapped her in for another Vesna. Same name, different fate. She didn't mind, though. She was thrilled, ready for another jaunt from Stockholm to Belgrade. It's around 4 p.m. The cabin's quiet. Passengers sipping drinks, flipping through crinkled magazines, some napping under the soft hum of the engines. Vesna's in the back, near the galley, fussing with a clunky food cart stacked with trays of chicken and plastic cups. Then, boom. A deafening explosion tears through the plane. A bomb hidden in the luggage compartment, likely planted by Croatian separatists, though the full story's still a tangle of Cold War secrets. The DC-9 shatters like glass, metal twisting, seats ripping free, the cabin splitting open to the freezing sky. 27 souls are aboard, passengers, crew, all caught in the air as the wreckage plummets. Vesna's in the tight against that food cart. The world's a blur, icy wind howling at 600 miles an hour, oxygen masks dangling like limp vines, debris spiraling into the void. She's trapped, the cart's metal frame locking her in place as the tail section spins downward, 33,333 feet. A fall so long, it's like dropping from the edge of the stars. But Vesna's conscious, her heart hammering, the ground rushing up like a fist. The tail section slams into a snowy slope in Srpska Kamenici, a rugged patch of Czechoslovakia mountains. It's January, and the ground's blanketed in deep, powdery snow, a stroke of impossible luck. Bone-shaking crunch, sliding through the snow like a derailed train. That food cart, wedged against Vesna, absorbs just enough impact to keep her from being pulverized. Her body's a wreck, skull fractured, 3 vertebrae snapped, pelvis crushed, both legs broken, ribs splintered. Blood soaks her uniform, her breath barely a whisper, but she's alive. A local villager, Bruno Henke, a former medic, hears the crash from the woods. He sprints to the site, expecting nothing but twisted metal and bodies. Instead, he finds Vesna, tangled in the wreckage, faint breaths clouding in the freezing air. Bruno's hands move fast, stabilizing her. To keep her warm. Help comes quick. She's airlifted to a Prague hospital. Think, no way. She's in a coma, brain swelling, internal bleeding, her body a map of trauma. They brace for the worst. But Vesna's a fighter, built from tougher stuff than anyone knew. Weeks pass, and she wakes up. Doctors are floored. Her survival's a miracle. They say the food cart saved her, cushioning the blow. Her low blood pressure, a random quirk, kept her from bleeding out. That snowy slope, a natural airbag. Months of surgeries follow. Steel rods, pins, endless rehab. Her legs are paralyzed at first. She has to relearn to walk, one grueling step at a time. By 1973, she's moving again, though scars and a limp stay with her. The world loses its mind over her. Guinness slaps her and falls survived without a parachute. Yugoslavia hails her as a hero, getting fan mail, songs written in her name. Vesna, though, shrugs it off. She just wants her life back. She returns to JAT, working. Won't let her fly. I'm not scared, she'd say with a smirk. If I survived that, what's next? But it wasn't easy. Survivor's guilt gnawed at her. Why her and not the others? She smoked like a chimney, downed coffee like water, carried the weight of that day in her bones. Life went on. She spoke out against the Yugoslav regime in the 90s, joined protests, got hassled for it. Still, she stayed sharp, witty, unbowed. When she died in 2016, at 66, the world remembered her as the woman who fell from the sky and kept going. One wild detail. Vesna never recalled the fall itself. Her memory cut from the explosion to the hospital bed. A small mercy, maybe. Picture her years later, in a Belgrade cafe, espresso in hand, a faint limp as she walked.